Hey. Okay, well, welcome you guys. Welcome to the Tuesday Team Day call. We do this the first Tuesday of every month, and so it's always fun to come together as a team. Often we see new faces and familiar faces, so this is a place that we just really want everyone to get to know each other and kind of come together on a more personal level. So that's why we do it via Zoom, so we can see each other's faces, and we're just, again, really grateful for you to take the time to be with us here tonight. Let me introduce ourselves. My name is Trisha Deming. This is Matt
I'm
Deming.
Matt. Hello.
We have that nice pillar of light right by us. I don't know why. So we are a husband-wife team. We work this together. It's been really fun. We've been a Pet Pro for about 5 years now. We just had our 5-year anniversary in January. So we are really enjoying what we do. We've had a lot of fun. We are busy parents. We have 5 children ranging from 2 up to 13. So we're kind of right in the thick of family life where we're running in places, they're in school, they're in lots of different activities. So we like to tell people that we do pottery part-time and parent full-time. That's really our full-time job.
That's the truth.
Especially with a 2-year-old. But today I was doing puzzles all day. Puzzles pretty much most of the day. So we're very busy, but we love pottery, and it's truly made a difference in our lives in more ways than one. Most recently, we've been able to really establish some really great, because of pottery, we like to say that, because of pottery, we have established some really great savings plans and goals to help remodel and to help pay for a new car. Matt needs a new truck eventually, and we want to just be paying cash for everything from this point forward. We've had debt in the past, and we've paid that down, and so now it's time to just be smart and pay cash for things. So because of pottery, we're doing exactly what we wanted to do.
There.
Yeah,
That's
it's
right.
been really great. So, and I know pottery's changed a lot of people's lives. It's not just us. And so whether you're brand new or whether you've been here for a little while, you know, I'm sure there's plenty of room for you wherever you are to just make that extra income that you're looking for. I'm going to try and mute these ones that are coming in a little after. Wherever you want to be, there's room for you there. That's what we like to say. Whether you're looking for, you know, $100 extra or several thousand on up, you know, there's room for you to do that here. And that's what the purpose of these calls is, to help inspire, mentor, and make sure you're up to speed on what's going on for the month. So let's just get right into it. But first we wanted to, I'm getting ahead of myself. Sorry. I have notes because if I don't look at them and refer to them. Okay. So the purpose of tonight's call, I mentioned, we want to unite our team. We really feel strongly that this is a great place to come together as a team. We want to encourage everyone, empower everyone, inspire everyone, and then recognize, of course. So we're going to get to some recognition here in just a second. And then also stay tuned, because we have a drawing at the end. And that's what Matt's been doing. He's been writing your names down and putting them in this lovely little pottery cup here.
That's right. That's the drawing cup.
Yep, as Joey calls it, right? The drawing cup.
That's our hopper.
Yeah. So we will do a drawing. You must be present to win. So hang tight till the end, and we'll do a drawing, and we give away a lot of fun stuff. Last month, we gave away one of these lovely water bottles, and Sue was the lovely recipient of that. So Sue, we're glad that you're back here again today, and maybe you'll be lucky 2 months in a row. But I wanted to introduce our next, we wanted to introduce someone very important to this team as well. And so this is Kathleen Langsdale. Kathleen, can you wave? Give us a wave. So Kathleen, we can kind of go back and forth if you want.
Sure.
But Kathleen is the VP here in the group. So a lot of you Pet Pros roll up to Kathleen as your vice president.
Yeah, she was also Pet Pro of the Year for 2018.
Which is a huge deal. That's like the most prestigious award that pottery can give. She's the recipient of that last year, and she is here with us on this call. That's how special it is to have her.
Yes, we are very lucky to have her. She is a member of the $25,000 club, meaning she maintained a volume of $25,000 last year, and she also earned the Paw Trip last year as well as this year. So we'll call that a 2-time Paw Trip earner.
Yeah. So we're in really great hands. We're going to let her do some recognition with her team first, and then we'll go in there and give some recognition, and then we'll get to some training and talk.
Yes, we're excited to hear from Kathleen.
Yeah, so Kathleen, go ahead. We'll mute ourselves.
Hey, Matt, thank you so much. And I hope I'm coming across clear. I'm trying to be a little quiet. Like I said, I'm in a New York apartment with my daughter and her family, and so I don't want to be disrupting their entire lives, but I'm glad to be here, and thank you so much for your compliments. And thank you for my team members that are here, and also thank you for everyone that's here that is not part of the Paw Star team. It's just good to have you. I wanted to start out by talking about some of the fabulous accomplishments that we had in February. And I'm going to start out with the 15500. As you know, that's one of our that's one of the key goals that we all have every month. And I want to recognize really one of the newest pet pros. We do have, actually, he is the newest pet pro to the Paw Star team. His name is Malachi Ray. He's from outside of Birmingham, Alabama. And he is just having a great time with Pawtree and just exceeding every goal that goal that I know of that anyone has achieved. So in February, he was with us. I think it was after 7 days. He reached 15500, and actually by the end of the month, he was at 16600 and something. He's just excited, and he, he's got that mindset that we all talk about. And so I invite you to touch base with Malachi, and he's really having a very positive influence on me as well. I might be his upline, and I might be all your upline, but you all feed me with positive mindsets that sometimes I need, just like sometimes you need. So I want to recognize him. As far as top and new PV, I actually had we had a lot of new PV in February, and I just felt like I wanted to recognize everyone that achieved over 150 in new PV. So that would be starting with Malachi Ray, and then Shannon Neal, Marcy Smith, Ellen Hogg. Ellen, I'm not sure how to pronounce your last name, honey. Annette Langer, Jennifer Welch, and Lisa Mate. Is it Mate or? Okay, she said that's right. So those were our top PV, and those were new PV over 150, which, as you know, 100 is the benchmark starting in March for 25% commission. So those are the people that achieved over 150 in new PV. Then the top 5 PV earners were Marcy Smith and Annette Lanker, Kim Miller, Katie Muskovic, and Malachi Ray, and I want to congratulate all of you for that. And as far as sponsoring, we had Marcy Smith, Katie Muskovic, and Malachi Ray as our top sponsors for recruiting in February. And I just really want to recognize everyone for your efforts in February. I think February was a little bit of a tough month. But you know what? We gave it our all. And I think more importantly, what we did in February is going to shine in March. So that's that's what I'd like to recognize tonight.
Great. Thank you. Way to go,
well
you
done,
guys.
everybody. Nice job.
This is when I wish we were all in the same room so we could just give you all standing ovations. So this is us giving you standing O. So good job.
While sitting down.
And yeah, while sitting down. Otherwise, you see our nice belly. Anyway, okay, so way to go. I'm super proud of you guys. And Kathleen's right. February was a little bit of a rough month for many. And so proud of those that really stuck with it and made magic happen. So we'll just go through this briefly of who we want to recognize. So top in new PV, Kathleen Langsdale. She was the top in new PV for the entire 5-star team. So that was pretty incredible. We also have Andrea Mickelson, Brittany Price, and Melissa Blair. You're on here. Wave. Melissa, where are you? I saw you earlier. Oh, she's on. She doesn't have her video on, but she's on here. So Melissa, way to go. You made the top 5 for the 5-star team. There she is. Yeah.
Yay.
Isn't that awesome? You're on mute. Hold on. Let me unmute you. There you go.
Yay. Thank you. I'm actually driving. That's why I stopped the video.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. We're just glad you're here. I'll put you back on mute. So way to go. That's a huge deal to make the top 5 in new PV for the team. So Lacey Hoppo was the 5th. So let's go to 15500. Who had 15500 this month?
So 15500, number 1 was also Kathleen. Way to go, Kathleen. Elka Bostwick and Amber Sanders. And Kathleen recognized him, but we'll recognize him again. Malachi also hit the 15500
Yeah, which
benchmark
is
as well.
awesome.
Well
Especially
done.
in your enrollment month. I think that's really, really inspiring. So well done,
Definitely.
Malachi. Do you want to do top and new
Yep.
PV too?
So,
Or top and PV?
So we read top in new volume. This is now top in personal volume. So Amber and Tom
Oh, yeah, you can
Sanders,
read us.
us, Lacey Hoppa, also Kathleen Langsdale, and Elka and Brad Boswick.
So
well done, everybody.
That
Nice
was
job.
good. And
So
then,
that's total PV, not just
Yeah,
new,
not
but
new.
total PV.
so let's just hurry and go through who sponsored last month. That's something we wanted to highlight as well. Joey and Alex were the top in all teams with 5 pet pros. Joey and Alex, give us, wave. Yeah, exactly. Well done. 5 pet pros last month. That's awesome. So that was the top in the team. The next was Matt and I. We had 4. Kathleen and David had 2. Elka and Brad had 2. Amber and Tom 1. And Kathleen already mentioned Marcy and Katie. Marcy had 2 also. And Katie and Malachi, they had a pet pro. And then do you want to read the rest?
Then Barbara Williams, Heather Gibson, Christy Arnold, Michelle Taylor, Kristen Zayer, and Brett Rainey. All those folks had new folks that they sponsored. So congratulations,
Way to
everybody.
go.
Nice work.
Yeah, super awesome.
We know it's not easy.
Okay, let's just should we jump right into
Yep. Let's jump right
training?
into it then.
There's 3 things we're going to cover tonight, really briefly, because we like to keep these short and sweet and to the point. But there's some training we wanted to give you around how do you get 400 in new PV, because that's 400 300 400. How do you get
3 items.
I'm thinking
First being 400 involved.
35% commission. I'm getting my 3s and 4s mixed up. We wanted to highlight how do you get there, how that is a big deal to get that 35% commission. So how do you get there? So there's 3 things we're going to discuss. One is this month's incentives. Kathleen's going to give us some details around what's up for grabs this month. Then we'll talk about just briefly some of the comp plan enhancements, and then we'll move into that last topic of, well, how do I get there? This sounds great, but how do I get there? And then we'll do the drawing at the end. So hang in there, and let's have Kathleen talk about this month's incentives for a couple minutes.
You have to unmute her.
Okay. Hey. I'm glad to do that. So how many of you know what's up for grabs this month? I'm willing to bet every person on this call knows what's up for grabs, because if you didn't know that, I am imagining that you probably wouldn't be on the call. So I'm sure you do, but I'm going to review it real quick. We have the wheel. I love the wheel. Every time we do the wheel, and each month when they do the wheel, there's always different prizes. So this month, it's more targeted at company prizes to help you build your business, but sometimes it's prizes that might be a vacation or an airline ticket or something like that. So anyway, so the wheel is super important. Now, there's 2 ways to get on the wheel. One is 400 new PV, and the other is sponsoring a fast start star. So real quickly, why the 400? Well, think about it. Who wants to make the maximum amount of commissions and dollars that are available to you? Hey, 35%. That is nothing. That is not shabby. That's some very great commissions. And as we all know, it takes 400 new PV to reach the 35% commission level. That's not just for new PV, it's for overall PV as well. So we are Patri is giving us all the incentive to have the maximum, to reach the maximum amount of commission. I don't know what's going. Oh, you are sharing the screen. Okay, I'm like,
sorry. I just thought I would show what the fast start star is. So I just wanted to bring that up real quick.
Yeah, thank you. So, the one thing is, how do you reach 400? I think Tricia and Matt are going to talk a little bit about that. But I'm going to give an example of how I think you can reach the 400. And last month, I met with a prospective client, and I met with her to talk to TSA and to find out more about her pets. We met at Starbucks. It's one of my favorite places. Whenever you can meet someone personally, it is genuinely the greatest opportunity for whether it's for a client or for sponsoring. And as she filled out and looked at all the different issues that we address, she was like, well, my dog has this, my other dog has this, my dog has. Before we were done, she said, basically, I need everything you have. I've got dogs with everything. So, I explained to her that we have solutions for many of the issues that she's dealing with. So I think it's important to start out with the 3 for 30, but also by asking them to do the inventory and to do the brief little profile on what issues their pets have. It's a great opportunity to share more about the other products that we have, because our products genuinely work. And if the person is not satisfied, of course, money back guarantee, no big deal, right? And it's not a big deal. So getting to 400 new PV could sound like, oh my gosh, I cannot get there. But there is That Way by TSA, and there is also the which ties into the second part of how you can get on the wheel, which is to sponsor new pet pros. And let's face it, when a person is interested, the more I think about it, Patri is now running with the big boys. We have a commission structure, a company structure, a product line, a marketing structure that is comparable to anything and anyone in the industry. And on top of it, who do we compete with in direct sales for social selling in the pet industry? There is one other company out there that I know of, and I don't know a lot about them. They may probably have a product line that's comparable, but I can assure you they don't have the marketing, and I don't think they have the breadth of line that we have as far as all the different products. So people are anxious to join Patri because they can go out and talk to the 70% of households have pets. Everyone's a prospect. And they're not going to hear the same thing. Oh, I already have a Patri rep. Oh, I already buy Patri. Oh, I have Mary Sue, who's my rep. You're not going to hear that. It is a wide open market. The sky's the limit. So the opportunity is huge when you're talking to people that are looking for either a side gig, they want to start their own business, whatever their why is, we've got the perfect business model for them. And the money is absolutely spot on. So, which ties back into the first thing of 400 new PV. Remember, when anyone joins the company with the $145 This Changes Everything kit, you get $100 in new PV. I mean, come on, that's 25% of what you need to reach your 400 new PV. And I hope you're not upset with me, Jennifer, but we have a new pet pro. Her name's Jennifer. I think she's on the call. And she said to me yesterday, I would never approach anyone with anything but the This Changes Everything kit, because you're going nowhere if you don't have any samples or anything to talk about. So with that, it's all about mindset. And $145 is nothing in the scheme of things to start a business that pretty much anyone would get their money back the first month if they went out and worked the business. So that's why we have the two goals this month, two incentives that we have: the 400 new P to get your name on the wheel, and you can also get your name on the wheel when you sponsor a Fast Start Star, which a Fast Start Star is someone that has 100 in PV and also has one paw club. That they become a Fast Start Star, which is Superstar. And that's when they also get this kit, which Tricia has up on the screen right now. What an awesome kit. I mean, look at that: salmon oil, joint support, gastro. It's everything you need. because that's what you're going to take out there to help build the business to get the 400 new PV. It's just a win-win. It's a win across the board. So I think I've covered it. Tricia, do you have any? Probably more than you expected, right?
Perfect. I think that's great. I hope, and that's why I wanted this visual up here. Again, I'm just such a visual learner, so I like to have the visual of what is Fast Start Star and why do you want to get it? Well, you highlighted that perfectly. This is why you want to get it. You want to get these seasonings. So let's. So thank you, Kathleen, and thanks for the example as well of meeting with somebody. I'm going to share a little bit about that too here in just a sec. So Matt's going to talk now about our second piece. That's the comp plan enhancements. Many of you may know, but there might be some that don't know. So we thought it was worth covering again real quick.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of communication about it already, either through emails and flyers in those emails. There's even been a couple of home office trainings on the topic. So I'll be brief, just in case there's anyone on the call who hasn't heard what the new comp plan enhancements are. But a couple of the biggest are the new way that 15500 is tabulated.
So we have this up here right here too. So just, you can take a look at this as Matt kind of goes over it.
Yeah, so it used to be that 15500 meant one new Pet Pro. And that Pet Pro didn't need to do anything. It was just basically checking the box, one new Pet Pro. 5 new Easy Ship customers and 500 in volume, 150 of which was new. That's the old way. So to highlight the new way, what 15500 means is one new Pet Pro. But by new Pet Pro, what we mean is a new Pet Pro that reaches $100 in new volume and has at least one new PA Club or Easy Ship customer.
And that's what Kathleen mentioned is the Fast Start Star right here, right? So you basically are sponsoring a Fast Start Star. So
that's right. And so when you earn that status, you can see on the screen that you will get one of each of our 7 flavors of paw pairings.
Yeah, the new Pet Pro the Pet Pro that joined.
Yes,
yeah.
The new Pet Pro, excuse me. So part 2 to that is the new commission structure. So how that works is new PV of $100 will net you 25% commissions. Okay, so $100 of volume, 25% commissions.
Which is crazy because we never even had 25% before. So this is not only is it amazing, it's more than we've ever been given. 25% commissions.
Every one of us. Just by virtue of the fact that they changed this, we all got a raise.
Yeah.
A big raise.
Yeah. So at a minimum, bringing in 100 in new PV every month. And what did Kathleen say would do that? What was it? I want to hear your answers. Who's been listening? What will get you 100 in new PV in a calendar month?
And I will cover that in case you don't know yet. Okay. That's my third bullet point here. So to continue on with the commission structure, $200 to $399. So don't worry, 25% commissions is awesome, but it doesn't stop there. Okay, it keeps on going. $200 to $399 of personal volume of new PV will get you 30% commissions. But it doesn't even stop there. It goes beyond that to 400 plus in new PV will get you 35% commissions. So Tricia just asked the rhetorical question, what will net you $100 right off the bat in your pocket each month? $400 in new PV. Not only will that put you in the 35% commission structure, but $400 of new volume will automatically get you 140. In fact, it's in the newsletter that we sent out. $400 of new PV would equal $140 in your pocket. So you can see that the new compensation plan is all about volume. It's all about that benchmark of volume. And even the new 15500 structure is geared towards pushing towards getting that volume and getting your new Pet Pros, rather than checking that box like I indicated, is getting them to earn volume. So again, 400 equals 140 in your pocket, as well as the highest commission structure of 35%.
So thank you. That's so awesome. But what I was saying is if you want just 25% commission, that's where I was going. It's like if you just want 25%, and Angela mentioned it here, so Angela got the answer right. If all you want is the minimum of 25% in commission, all you have to do is sponsor one Pet Pro with a This Changes Everything kit. That gives you 100 in new PV. You've given yourself a gigantic raise. You went from 10% to 25% just by sponsoring a Pet Pro with a This Changes Everything product pack kit. So that's what I was meaning by saying, how do you get $100?
Either
But
way,
Matt's saying,
either way,
yeah,
it's awesome.
It's awesome. It really
because
is.
you're making all that new commission and it's cash in your pocket.
Yeah.
Simply for hitting those benchmarks of volume. So
isn't the 100 in new PV for the new Pet Pro like it was before?
The 100, explain a little bit more, Marcy. What we mean is $100, like when you sponsor, yes, it is like it was before, where if you sponsor somebody with a This Changes Everything kit, Marcy, you will get 100 in new PV. The new
We do. Okay.
Yeah, the new Pet Pro needs to work towards their own volume to get themselves at 100, but you as the sponsor get 100 in new PV.
right.
Tricia, do they also don't we still get the $50 bonus for that?
Yes,
Yeah.
a $50 bonus. So more cash in your pocket. So I'm glad you highlighted that, Matt, and everything that's up for grabs. But sponsoring is a quick way to get you to that 400. If you sponsor 4 Pet Pros with the This Changes Everything kit, that's 400 in new PV. So now you're at 35% commission, and that $50 bonus, you just got $200 in your pocket, in addition to all the commissions you're earning elsewhere. So,
so that all sounds good and nice, doesn't it? It sounds awesome. But how the heck do we do it?
Yeah, how do we do it?
How do we get there? How do we get that new PV?
That new volume? Because some of you may have only had, a 3 for 30 sale at this point, or maybe you've had no sales at this point. So that's what we're going to cover now. Kathleen already hinted on some of it, and so I appreciate her example. And we're just going to share a couple examples of how we have achieved new volume in any given calendar month. And it comes down to several different things. We're going to give some quick ideas, but then some specific examples. So I have a list here of where we have gathered customers. So Matt, you've gathered a lot of
networking.
customers.
My big, especially with a full-time job, it's hard to do a lot. But one of my biggest ways of talking to people is networking. So networking groups, we've talked about that a lot. I belong to BNI. I know Kathleen belongs to BNI. BNI is not the only networking option out there. There are several.
There's a lot. There's like
several
meetups
that are even free. There's meetups.
Yeah, meetups.
Networking, though, is my
and
point. Networking is a big way
one.
of connecting and talking dog.
I belong to a Bonko group, so it's a bunch of ladies that play this random dice game. So I don't know if any of you know what Bonko is, but every person in my group, there's 16 women. Every person there is either a customer, and I even have a Pet Pro that's one of them that's a Pet Pro. Every single one of them, because we're talking, we're rolling dice, and they'll ask questions and I'll answer. I'll say, hey, well, let's meet up. Let's talk after this. Let's focus on our Bonko game, but let's talk earlier next week, and let's get you some food or whatever it is they need. So every single one of them, right? You subbed as one. Good, Melissa. Ask if you can sub again. Go in there and just start sharing. And I had one anyway, I won't get into it. That's just a great way. We've had a lot of success there. The gym, I've had a lot of success from people at the gym. I'm a pretty regular gym member. I go every morning, and so I kind of have this community that I've gained there. And so a lot of my gym buddies are customers.
There's launch parties, and I know Melissa and Marcy, you guys have had experience with that. Launch parties are a great way, especially to helping that new Pet Pro gain new volume.
So that's something we've highlighted with some of our leaders. And so if you don't know what a launch party is, or you want more information about that, get with your upline leader, whoever sponsored you, or go a couple levels up. So if it's Kathleen or Matt or I, we would love to help you with what we call a launch party. If you're a new Pet Pro, you could actually launch yourself. If you've been engaged for a while, it could be your first launch party. Hey, I haven't done this before, and I'm doing a launch party, and it's a really great way to let people know in your community, your friends, your family, your neighbors, what you're up to, and a really great way to have success. Melissa had a party, just a gathering with some few friends at the end of last month, and she got over $500 in sales in one night.
Incredible, right?
So this was a group of people, like I said, that were connected to her some way or another. So they all had a common friend, and it was a small gathering. It wasn't like this room full of people with elaborate snacks and food and games, and it just simply was an invite to her home to learn more about the Patri products and her business that she's launched. So great success there. Marcy did that recently with a groomer that was opening up her groomer business. She did a little launch party that kind of supported both. Hey, I've started a grooming business, in a pottery business and got 2 customers right on the spot there. So launch parties are a really great way. What's the other?
There's also, let's see, the Thursday Night Lives, the live events. We've hosted several before, and Joey and Alex, I know, have hosted some. Every Thursday night,
yeah,
Kathleen has. Every Thursday night, just before the home office training call, we do Thursday Night Lives where we cover the product and the opportunity. It's a great, no pressure, no obligation way to invite friends, family, prospects to hear about what we have to offer, how we're changing the lives of pets and people. So that's a great one to invite people to as well.
Can I ask real quick, does anybody else have any other ways that they, I'd love to hear from anyone with ideas of how they generate prospects outside of what we said. I don't know if we have any time for that, Tricia, but
well, so real quick, Trish and I have an example of, we'll call it OIM. Just open your mouth, just open your mouth wherever you are, or whether you're at coffee. We were on a date Friday night to Topgolf. I'm sure most of you know what that is. And there were a couple other guys in our group. And just through talking to them, we learned that one guy had a dog, and that dog was his baby. And so, of course, what did I pull out of my pocket? A sample.
Because you always come prepared.
We always come prepared. I'm a good Boy Scout. We came prepared. We gave him a sample. And, of course, now we'll follow up with him. But it led into a great conversation. Oh, well, what products do we have? What's special about our products? What do we do? Who are we? How long have we been around?
And I'll share one tip relating to that, to get him on the app, because we want his phone. I know a lot of you sometimes struggle with, well, okay, how do I get their phone number? That's the tricky part. It's a stranger in a store and I don't want to get his phone number. So what we did is we just shared one sample, one of the chicken liver. And when he was looking at it, he's like, oh, this is cool. And I said, we actually have more, and I would love to share more samples with you. If you just give me your number, I'm going to text you a link to get more samples. So it was, and he's like, great, okay, I'd love it. So we got his cell phone number. It makes it really super simple to put him on an action path.
Put it right into the app, easy to follow up.
So for those that need some tips on how to move them to get a phone number. So, but yes, Kathleen, let's open it up. Who else has had success? We have a couple other ideas too, if you would like, if it's quiet, but who else? Take yourself off mute. Let us know how you've had success. What's been your number one tool?
We'll go. Vendor events have been really, really great for our team. Being able to get those contacts and then be able to, they're in the app because we'll have them fill out the sample link to send them a sample. And that way, then we can just put them on the action path. And then, like you guys said, just kind of opening our mouth. A lot of times, anytime we're talking to anybody, if they say, oh, what do you do? Just normal conversation back and forth. And before it was always, oh, I work a 9 to 5. And now it's, oh, I'm in pet nutrition. They're like, oh, that's really cool. And so then you can say, oh, do you have a pet? It just kind of opens the door for it. But switching like what you tell people that your job is because that's what we mainly want to focus on. And that just changing the conversation.
Love it. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing, because I think that's a huge tool. Kathleen's had a lot of success at vendor events. I know Barbara has. I think Barbara's on here too. She's had some success with Kathleen at these events. And Annette, you have. Who else has? Kim, you have. Who else on here? I know I'm missing somebody. Anyway, that's a really, really great way, and it doesn't have to be expensive. They can be really, really inexpensive. Angela's saying you meet people every day being a truck driver at your terminal, shippers, receivers, wherever I go to stop and eat. And especially because a lot of them bring their pets, right? They're their companion animals. So what a great place to meet people. Just being out and about and being prepared. That's a huge part of it.
The secret is talking, sharing, asking. Open your mouth. Just do it.
Great question. So Melissa's saying, how do you find out about the events? Joey, Alex, do you want to tell us more about how you found them? And Kathleen, you as well. I'd love for your opinion as well.
It's a lot of just looking online at different, just searching like vendor events near me or dog events near me.
You belong to a Facebook group too, right? That has kind of.
Yeah, there's a Facebook group that
Michigan.
Yeah, it's one just specifically here for Michigan, and they post. It's only you can only post your event. There's no advertising of products or anything. It just says, hey, we're having this event. If you're interested, get a hold of us. And then one of the ones that we did, in his hometown, these people specifically go all over Michigan to many different places, but it's just that same, I don't remember the guy's name, but he has a flyer. So just kind of like getting into it, but then also talking to the rescue groups, because they're the ones that are going to be going to the adoption events, and most adoption events will have vendors. So really just searching like dog events near me, and then asking the people, hey, do you have vendors? Would you allow me to set up a table?
And you start going to a couple, and then you just start making your way into more. Because like the dog show that we did back in January, I was just walking by, and a guy stopped me and saw my Pottery shirt. And he's like, hey, we're looking for vendors for our dog show in April. Would you be interested? And he gave me some paperwork, and it was I didn't do any legwork. He kind of wanted some vendors at his event. So
and then a different one that we're trying that we haven't they've never even had a dog one at this event, but it's like a it's kind of like a hippie show. So it's all natural, holistic. There's going to be psychics and things like that kind of stuff. But they're really hitting home on the all natural and holistic. And so it's going to be a little bit of a gamble. They said, they've never had a pet company there, but they said everybody that comes here has pets. So I'm like, well, if they're holistic for themselves, they might be wanted to their pet. So just trying different things, but I definitely keeping notes of okay, how much did the booth cost? What did you actually spend? Then how many people did you talk to? And then kind of keeping a running list. So you can kind of see, did that event do well for you or did it not?
And like, I know with our dog show event that we did that, we're really heavily pushing the products, and walking away from that show, I felt that we might have been better off if we were just focusing more on the opportunity, because there were so many dog breeders and groomers and everything there.
And so we'll be actually able to test that out, because we have another AKC show in April. So we're going to kind of test that out and push a lot more for just telling the breeders and the handlers about the opportunity, but still displaying the products.
Awesome.
Cool.
That's super helpful. Thank you for that, because I think that, there are events, I think Facebook's a great resource to find them, but that you can find really inexpensive ones, sometimes even free. Kathleen, you've done free ones before, right? That have just been.
I have, and I'm going to use the word, and I'm going to put it in big, bold letters, network. Network is every person you talk to, whether it's at the gas station, the person that comes in to service your furnace, the person down the street, walking your dog, grocery store. When you go shopping and you're buying clothes, always figure out a way to bring up what you do without it sounding salesy. Just general conversation. I don't know how many of you are jumping on the Tiffany Peterson webinar that she started today. But I did join that call today, and she says the number one sales strategy is to invest in the vessel, and that's you. And the one thing I heard her say is, everything is about energy, and how is your energy coming across when you're out there meeting people or just walking down the street? So network. You could talk to somebody that, I had somebody in my BNI group that he was interested in the seasonings, the 3 for 30. Well, but after I finished talking to him, just having casual conversation, come to find out his mother's a breeder. You just have to join in conversation that is just interpersonal, establishing rapport, not selling anything. And I promise you, you will find it's like a web. It is a huge web, and it's never ending. Networking is a word that sounds scary. Networking is nothing more than just talking to people.
Yeah.
I mean, it may have nothing to do with the business, but it ultimately will lead you to learning more about opportunities.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, because that's really what this whole business is about, is
Yep.
relationship networking. I wanted to hear a really quick example from Marcy. I asked her earlier if she would share an example. So Marcy, let's keep it really, really brief because we're running over, and then I have one more parting thought before we do our drawing. So Marcy, tell us how you had success just last month with a sale.
Excuse me. The one that Trisha's referring to it's a lady that I've known for more than 2 years, and for the last year I've been asking her if she would try it. Well, the challenge came up, and I used Trisha's strategy of, hey, would you do me a favor? So she was like, what was that stuff again? Because it'd been a while since I talked to her about it. I talked to her about other stuff, and she looked at it, really quickly, and she said, sure, I'll do it, and just instantly did a 3 for 30 to do me a favor.
So this was in relation to our pop-up challenge. Remember our pop-up challenge that we did last week? And so that Marcy got bold, and she's like, look, do me a favor. I'm in a contest. I really want to, win. And she did. She won a card decal as a result. So, and if you already have a card decal, you can pass it along. But I love that example. It really can be someone you've touched base with before, and you're like, hey, I have a really important goal. You've expressed interest at one point. Can I count on you to help me meet my goal this month? That's a strategy. I'll share this one last parting thought, and then we'll do our drawing. But I'm with Kathleen. I think appointments, meeting with someone face-to-face is the most valuable thing you can do, even via Zoom. I've met with 2 people at one time via Zoom. They were sisters that lived in different states. They both became Paw Club customers right there on the spot because they were both going through the process, and I was there to answer questions. So 2 sales in about 30 minutes, you can't beat that. And just having that face-to-face is so, so important and critical. You can find out what the struggles they might be dealing with. So I'm a big believer in meeting face-to-face if at all possible. And I know it takes more time, but there's a reason for it. So on Friday, I met with someone that I met at a networking group. So someone that we've had, she sampled before, she knew she liked the products. We sat down and did what is called a pet profile. So you may have seen that on our website. That's an option to fill out a pet profile. So I had her fill out this pet profile. I already knew she liked the seasonings, and I knew she wanted to get it. But I said, are you open to looking at some of our other products? And she said, yes, absolutely. We did the pet profile. She went through the whole thing, was so excited about everything she saw. She ordered most of everything and even added a toy on. She's like, don't you guys have toys too? I would love to get a toy for my dog. So she ordered food. She ordered the 3 for 30. She ordered treats. She ordered urine eliminator and a toy, and her order was like $213, I think, after all was said and done. That is the value of sitting down with somebody and talking with them, because I was able to hear all of her needs. I was able to help her and upsell her in the right areas and take off things that weren't maybe as applicable at the time. I don't think you need poop bags right now. Let's focus on some of these other things. So helping her, make these decisions. And it got us a $213 easy ship order. You just can't beat that. So
meanwhile, on the flip side, I had a person say, okay, great, I'll place an order. Do you think they placed an order?
Yeah, they don't. Like that's just how it goes. Everyone's shaking their head. How many times does that happen? Sure, I'll take a look.
That's not uncommon, but that's the power, to Trisha's point, that's the power of appointments, either face-to-face or across the Zoom. Doing it together, it's so much more effective than leaving someone to their own devices.
So my parting thought is, if you are nervous about what to say, or you're unsure of how to meet with someone face-to-face or how to meet with someone via Zoom, reach out and let us do a 3-way call with you or a 3-way Zoom with you. We would be more than happy to show you the tricks of the trade, because we want you to get 400 NPV. We want your paychecks to go up drastically. I mean, if you're one that's been making 10% before, what would 35% do for you? What could that do for you, for your business, for your life, for your lifestyle? Would it be a shopping budget? You now have some new clothes you can get. Is it to get your nails done every week? Is it to help pay your cell phone bill, your car payment, whatever it is?
Is it the next can of paint if you're Joey and Alex?
Yeah, right. Joey and Alex, they're finishing a home, they're building a home. And so what is it that 35% can do for you? It's incredible. So let us help you. So if you are unsure, that's my parting tip, is get with your upline. If they're not confident, get with us. We are more than happy to spend our time helping you feel more confident and giving you the tools you need to help get you to 35% every month. So any questions, please use the question or the chat, or feel free to take yourself off mute. We're going to do a drawing really quick. And I'm thinking I'm feeling like we should do just a gift card to the pro shop because there's a lot of good stuff back there. Maybe you need some samples. Maybe there's something you need. So we'll do a $25 gift card to the Pottery back office, or whatever it's called, the pro shop. Anybody have any questions or comments? Or, oh yes, Jody, please. Okay, let me take you off mute. There you go.
No, you covered everything, really. I just wanted to know, by the way, thank you for everything. You guys are so inspiring.
Oh, sure. We love it. We love doing it.
And just the vendor events that hit the exact question that I wanted to know is where to find them, you know,
Right.
because I'd like to do some.
Good.
That's it. Thank you
Sure.
so much.
Oh, you
for
are welcome.
everything.
We're so happy that you are all here, that all of you took the time. So any other questions? Now's your chance.
All right.
before
I
we-
stirred the pot. Trisha's drawing.
That sounds like you're angry at me.
I know.
Did you ever get the name of the person that's 501? You didn't.
I wrote down for the people without names, I just wrote down the number.
Yeah. Okay, I got it. Lauren!
Lauren Light.
Woohoo! There you go. Way to hang in there. Hang into the end. You got a prize as a result. So I'll send you a $25 Pottery gift card. You can use it in the pro shop, or you can pay it forward. If you have a customer that you're like, just order, then maybe no problem. That happens,
Thank you.
right? Yep, you bet.
You're welcome.
So we'll be here again, same time, same place next month, first Tuesday of the month. Let your teams know about it, and we're just so
Wonderful,
proud of
yeah.
all of you. This is gonna
Glad
be
you
a
are.
great month. We're super excited, and we really are feeling strongly that this will be a month that we rank to a 3-star team, which includes all of you. That's a team effort. So we're really hoping. I don't want to count our chickens before they hatch, but it's looking pretty promising. So way to go. That includes all of you and your success, and that sure is, it's a team effort. So
Yeah, nothing happens for us without it happening for you guys first. So.
yeah. So, okay. Well, thanks. Take care, everybody. Have a great evening. And please, please, please reach out if you want to do some 3-way calls or Zooms or meet in person. We'd love to do it. So, okay. Take care.
Thank
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're
Bye.
welcome. See ya.